One of the very fundamental dilemmas I keep running into in all these conversations I'm having with people about what they value and how they approach their life is this question of, is it about me or is it about everybody else, others, society? Should I worry, care, and prioritize myself and my own well being or everybody else? And the simplest, most obvious answer to that is, well, it's a balance, right? If you go too far in either extreme, you got a problem. You got to find that balance. And although that's true and accurate to an extent, it's also a shit useless answer. And I say that with all due respect because, like, when you have to make decisions day by day and try and figure out how to prioritize your time, how to figure out where you want to focus your resources and energy, you need to determine which one of those is actually what matters more to you. The idea of, well, you got to balance, you got to figure it out. Okay, great in concept, but what about when I have to make a decision? What about when I actually have to decide how I spend my time tonight? Going out and helping others, volunteering, donating money, spending time with my family, trying to have quality time with my son and my wife, doing what I feel I need to do, which is going to make me feel good and make me feel enriched and fulfilled. What if those things are at odds, right? What do you actually do in those moments? And when we oversimplify it and say, well, you got to balance it, again, probably truth to that, but it doesn't help. At least it doesn't help me. And I think, on all these conversations I'm having, to their credit, I've spoken to a lot of people, some people who would say, dude, easy. Like, it's about other people. It's about service. It's about giving back. It's about others. That's what it's all about. That's what this world is about. That's what makes this whole thing work and everything go around. You give to others. You help those in need. And that'll actually make you feel better. That'll make you feel good. And that's the way you got to do it. You got to do it that way, right? But then there's a lot of other equally smart, thoughtful, good people who would say, nah, man, that's not it. You got to worry about yourself. You got to figure out what matters to you, what's important to you, what makes you feel good, alive, fulfilled, happy, whatever it is. And you got to do that. And if you do that, that'll actually benefit everybody else. You'll be able to give more and be a better person for other people. If everybody did that, the world would be a better place if everybody just figured out their stuff and what made them happy. It's when people are so worried about what other people think and helping others and caring about others, that's actually what causes the problems, right? And furthermore, they might say, when those people even do that, in reality, at the root of it, they're actually still only looking out for themselves, right? There's the Tony Robbins of the world and all these people that would say, like, it's all about selfless service. It's all about giving to other people. But at the end of the day, they're making millions and millions of dollars. They're standing on stage in front of 50,000 people just being worshipped. And you're going to tell me that's no benefit to you? That doesn't feel good to you at all? So it's a really, really tricky question. It's a really, really tricky thing to try and manage day by day. And I honestly don't know the answer. As I say, as I talk to people, there's a part of me that I think has been inbred in me and instilled in me to say, you got to care about other people. You got to do the right thing by other people. That's what makes you a good person. And that's kind of the way I've tried to approach life, right? But it hasn't been perfect. There's been a lot of conflict. There's been a lot of internal tension around that. So then I hear people talk and I think, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need to think more about myself. Not in like a selfish, like gluttonous way, but actually put myself first in a very kind of logical, reasonable way. And I hear people talk about that, and I hear the way in which they say it and the satisfaction they seem to get out of it. And I have some envy there, right? There's some like, oh, wow, that seems amazing. But there's still a part of me that just can't fully commit to that can't grasp it, that can't sink into it because there's that other part of me that's like, you can't do that, man. That's wrong. You got to be thinking about other people. If you just think about yourself, you look at all those people that are maybe suffering that you could be helping. So I don't come to this video with any sort of conclusion or answer to this. It's more me just laying out my thoughts and something that I'm thinking a lot about per the conversations I've been having lately and this common theme that keeps coming up. So genuinely curious if you guys have thoughts, if you guys, I mean, I know some of you do because I've talked to some of you and I've heard from you and I appreciate that. And maybe there's not a right or wrong answer here. Maybe it's just what works for you or what it is. But I tend to come from a point of view that like, there's some first principles to this stuff, to life. right? There's some root base level answers to this, and I think this is one. And maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe there's not a singular answer. Maybe there's not one way to do it. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. If there is, if there's some guide here to be followed, and we'll see what I come up with.